Well, firstly, man, I want to talk about discuss this news that's just happened in Hollywood. So, Netflix, the streaming giant, has in talks of purchasing Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers Studios that encompasses HBO as well. So, man, big platform there. Warner Brothers going over to Netflix. Man, it seems like a big deal that's about to happen. How things happen in Hollywood, especially how consumers watch their movies, because big chunk of Netflix is on TV at home. Their main business model is to have a platform, streaming platform, accessible to your home TV, and for consumers to watch on there. Whereas Warner Brothers, they make movies for the movie theater. There's questions around what's going to happen in the future. Will Netflix take the movie theater option away from consumers and have all that content go straight to Netflix? There's a lot of questions out there, especially with HBO. I know HBO in New Zealand is under Sky TV, under Neon. If Netflix takes HBO, what's going to happen to Sky TV? They're going to lose a big part of their content on Neon or Soho or HBO. I think HBO Max is the brand that they're showing on their Sky TV anyway. But yeah, man, big news happening in Hollywood. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Let's start with you, Eric.
Yeah, I think when did I see this? Probably on Monday. I can't remember when, but yeah, no, it's crazy. It's just it's a big deal. Definitely a lot of money involved. But I'm just having a quick look. It looks like it's not finalized, right? So it looks like the transactions it's going to be closing in probably another 12 to 18 months. So that's like what, another year and a bit. So it's still not in completion yet. So but yeah, like everybody else, I'm thinking like what's gonna be going on. What like especially with movies. Because Warner Brothers got some good movies there. They also own some of the games, like the gaming industry. Because I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, and Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat now. Are they still going to continue that? I'm sure they are. I've been looking on Netflix. On Instagram as well. The DC Universe at the moment with Jason Gunn in it. Sorry, not Jason Gunn.
James Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn. That it's still going to be, it's still going to be there by the looks of it. Well, it's still like a year and a bit away to completion of the deal, so I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. But yeah, I'm keen to see the new DC Universe. I'm keen to also see if they're going to bring the Snyderverse back. I'm not too sure if that's going to happen or not, but yeah, I'm one of those guys that likes the Snyderverse. So yeah. Wow, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, it's all on Warner Brothers. I mean HBO. So they got all of that. I really don't know how it's gonna work with the movies because everyone's thinking it might not even hang out for that long before it comes on the streaming on Netflix. So I really hope they don't take the movie experience away, because man, I've been really into it lately, especially doing our Tuesday going to the movies and stuff, checking out and that. I'm still enjoying that, and this could probably end that. Hopefully not, but yeah. I'm wondering about the prices too. If they're gonna, is it gonna get any higher? Are they gonna have different tiers now that they have much more content? So it's a lot more content now if the deal goes through. So yeah, just all these basic things, right? For me, for now. So. Yeah, it's a lot of questions. So we'll see that probably in the next couple of months to see what happens.
I think my concerns would be the price hike. If Netflix going to have a price hike, if they're going to, and what does Netflix look like now? I mean, if you think of HBO, content on HBO, and you look at content on Netflix, if they compare the two platforms, it's different. It's pretty different. Yeah. HBO is more like hardcore, sort of adult, sort of not afraid to put stuff on there, sort of thing. When Netflix doesn't really have those kind of shows there. Like I'm talking about The Wire and Sopranos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, most of the Netflix stuff is quite fruity.
or friendly, yeah. Or,
Yeah, like
um,
family friendly.
yeah. So I'm wondering how they're going to hand the Netflix platform will handle the content of HBO. Would they merge all their stuff so it won't be HBO, or would they have HBO within the Netflix platform? Like you open Netflix, and then within Netflix there's HBO part, and you can just go into HBO and you can watch all that stuff. Is that what they're
Oh,
going to do, or
yeah,
are
I
they
hope.
going to charge more to have that? See, so there's a lot of things I'm not sure about. But yeah, you're right about the movie going experience. I believe Warner Brothers has about 28% of the market in the movies. So if Netflix takes it and they decide not to have any more of their content going direct to movies, then that's like almost 30% that's not there anymore, right? So just got to deal with the other movie studios. But yeah, I think that there were talks about like they're just going to shorten the window of the movies in theaters.
Yeah, that's what I've been
And
hearing.
yeah, so I think I heard they were going to throw around 3 weeks. So they'll keep
Wow.
the Warner Brothers as a company to make these movies, but they'll only be in the movies theater for 3 weeks, and then they'll go straight to Netflix. But then if you do that, consumers will just wait till it comes on Netflix, right? And unless it's a extravaganza like special effects and CGI and all that kind of stuff, those movies made for the big screen, you want to go for that experience. But I think it's going to change the way we watch movies in the future, man. Um, whether
Yeah,
it's good or bad, it's yet to be seen. But yeah, for me anyway, the movie experience is number one.
because
Um,
the top, top tier at the moment for Netflix. Like I pay, I think for the 4K, 100% Netflix, it's like 30 something dollars. So what is this
$33 or
gonna?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, what is this gonna look like after the deal goes through? Is it gonna be like 50, $60? Yeah, it's all
Well,
that
in,
kind
in
of
New
stuff.
Zealand they don't have the ad version. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
So
might, we might end up getting that as well too.
mm, yeah, we'll see what happens.
It it's interesting, being alive during this evolution of television and the movies. There was a real clear separation back when we were growing up between actors who only ever acted on TV series and actors who were in movies. And, some might have started from TV and then they skipped across to the movies and then they just stayed there if they were successful. And then you just had permanent people on like Days of Our Lives or Young and the Restless who were just on
Yo,
those daytime soaps forever, right?
yeah,
All over the world they've had those. The Coronation Streets in England, the Neighbours, Home and Away in Australia. You've got the Shortland Streets here in New Zealand, and then you've got all of those American ones that used to come through. Um, what are they called? Santa Barbara, Bold and the Beautiful. All of those daytime soaps that during the school holidays, it's like, oh yeah, let's watch these.
what about this?
Yeah. And my point is like it was real clear separation between TV and they had their own awards, Emmys, and then movies, and you had the academies, and there was hardly any crossover. Man, you fast forward to like now where streaming services are the big thing, and you know, initially when streaming services sort of came, there was this real aversion from Hollywood actors to sort of go and be on a Netflix movie or go and be on a HBO movie, and then it was like, oh, is that gonna stifle my career in big box office movies? Will I get any more offers if I go and star in one of these? Now you've got this, potential takeover bid from Netflix of Warner Brothers. You've been around for freaking ages, and they've got HBO. HBO was like one of the first cable TV type sort of platforms where you could subscribe to watch stuff. They've been around since the 70s, HBO. So, this is just the current version of the original HBO from it was what's HBO was launched as the was something Hollywood box office or something was, that's what cable
Oh yeah,
TV was. It was
home box office, I think.
HBO. Yeah, that's the one.
Mm.
So now we're at 2025. There's this potential takeover from Netflix. I don't think it's been finalized, although Netflix is going around saying that it is. there are other bidders who are probably wanting to get in there and put their 2 cents in. But you know, who else is going to take on Netflix for a takeover bid like this that would be as attractive to Warner Brothers? You know, it'd have to be another streaming service, but I don't know. I don't know who's as big as Netflix is at the moment. And you're right, you know, are prices going to get hiked? Is the merger going to make costs for Netflix come down now that they've got all this other stuff available? You know, you talked about the Sky merger, man. Neon is going to go down the toilet, man, and Sky's online platform is going to be one of those things that will just, you know, it's going to become a victim of this merger happening. Yes, it's 12 to 18 months away because, you know, all those American regulators got to check to make sure that these guys aren't going to become this big fat ass monopoly that's just going to control the market and, you know, dictate pricing and all of that sort of stuff. But it's also going to make other massive studios, now that we've seen this come to fruition, you know, what's to say that those other big massive production companies that have been around for ages, the Paramounts, the Columbias, all of those sorts of ones that have been around for ages, you know, that could they be looking to merge with other streaming platforms? Man, it's, and you're right, you don't want it to take away from that whole movie experience. And I don't think it will, because big studios like Warner Brothers and that will still continue to make movies for theaters, because that's the whole, you know, that's the whole premise of making a movie, right? To go and watch it at the theater. But are consumers now becoming more and more, this is what it's that whole convenience of it. It's like, oh yeah, I'd rather stay home and save the $20 or whatever it's going to cost the movie and then another $40 for food, and then just wait until it gets released on Netflix and still pay my monthly subscription, or maybe pay I don't know how the model will be for the latest movies. Man, but that whole time that we lived in, where you used to go to the video store and get videos out, new releases, or queuing up for tickets to go watch the latest movie Saturday, it's like that shit doesn't exist anymore, right? We've got all of this social media, all of this like flipping film that we used to have to wait for ages is now just, yeah, on the remote, on all of these streaming services. Like, to watch that evolution of how we now consume our movies and our films and all of this sort of stuff, like it's been amazing to witness firsthand, but then it's also super sad because you can still remember what it was like hanging out for the new releases and going to the video stores with your parents or your older brother to hang out for, you know, Batman 1989, or, you know, whatever the new release was that was coming out that you knew was, oh yeah, we were too makiva to go to the movies, but we wait for it to come out on video and, you know, watch it at home.
I think what you're describing, there, Bob, is we were talking about the movie experience. That's part of it, right? And it's the memory of these movies. Like, if you think what helps with the memory of these films is the marketing. Like it's watching the trailer of the movie. It's seeing the posters on the walls. It's seeing the billboards of the movie. It's seeing you get the trading cards like back in our day, right? You get the big posters and stuff. You go to the movie. You get in your car. You jump on the bus. You buy your ticket. You get your popcorn. You go in the movie theater. It's a big screen. You get the surround sound. You come out of the movie remembering that movie because all the experience is packaged together in your head, right? And that's memorable for a long time. Like I think you just mentioned the Batman, the 1990. Like, it was exactly that. The marketing for that was huge. You got the stuff coming out of McDonald's and stuff. You know, you got the trading cards, you got the posters, you got the trailers,
books,
and all that.
Everything.
The books, you know, all of that stuff, right? So, and then we just remember the experience and remember the movie. All that's attached to the memories of watching that film. Like, if you think of, like, since Netflix has been there, they've got the Netflix originals. You know, the films that are made just for Netflix. You don't get all that marketing stuff. You don't get the movie theater experience. All you get is
No.
it just comes on. Do you remember any of those
No,
movies? You know, like
you
so.
get a random
you know,
trailer when you're watching something that's
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
Netflix.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah, exactly. So it'll be sad to me if they want to like preserve their business model of just having the home experience of all these films. Are they going to create movies from Warner Brothers and just go straight to Netflix, or they have a window? You're going to have to go watch these movies before they're back on Netflix in 2 weeks or a week or,
Mm.
or whatever it is, and then you just save your money and just wait till it comes on Netflix. So they talk about Netflix is the killer of the movie theater. I think it might be that,
It's
or
it's true in
yeah.
a way.
Mm.
It's so true. It's the convenience of not leaving your house. You can just stay at home and watch whatever it is that you want to watch, and you don't have to spend so much. You don't have to spend so much buying food because you can just make your own popcorn at home. It's cheaper. Kids are wanting fizzy
Yeah.
drinks, and it's like, oh yeah, go over there and soda stream.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too. Eh? What does that mean for cinemas? Are their prices gonna change? Are they gonna have more promos? To entice people to come to the movies and that. To counter the Netflix thing.
Man, it's bad news for cinemas. Like those big multiplex cinemas.
Yeah.
Like, there was a real time when those things exploded, and if you had heaps of money invested in that, you were making bank. But that whole time just shifted on. That whole time of pirated videos. As soon as that stuff came in, that's when whoever was investing in movie theaters should have just pulled out straight away and taken their money and ran, because it was from that evolution of pirated movies, of like all of those links that you used to go on to download, all of that sort of stuff, was the genesis of streaming movies. We've now got things like Netflix and all these other streaming platforms because of those pirated movies that people realize that you could just do this shit so much easier and quicker and zero cost, to get a movie up online. And there were lots of movie studios that were just bagging it, but then there were some really boko guys out there who saw that as a model, and they were like, shit, we just need to legitimize this, offer these platforms online. And it all started off online, and then next minute it moved to their own sort of platform that you could screen on your televisions. And and the evolution of that, along with the evolution of like smart TVs and having actual devices that could give you that same sort of high definition movie type thing and the same sort of sound. It's because the technology is now caught up with these streaming services. Now you kind of feel like you don't lose so much when you don't go watch it at the movies. Now it's like, well, I've just created my little movie theater in my fale with my 80-inch screen TV now. So it's all of that sort of stuff.
But don't forget, you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your laptop,
exactly.
iPad. So any format you want now. On the go, you can watch it on the go. Have your earphones on the train and watch it on your phone.
Yeah, I remember one of the girls we used to know from school. She used to manage the video store up at Glendine, and I think this was just before when everybody was watching the pirated movies. And I was telling her, hey, you got to get out of this business and find another business, because video stores are going to be obsolete soon, because all the movies were coming out of the internet then, and everybody was just pirating their movies hardcore. And I was one of those people. But yeah, so I was just following the trend. And yeah, sure enough, I think probably 3 or 4 years after that, video stores were obsolete. And I miss going to the video stores and that, just to check out movies and games and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, the transition, it was probably only 2 or 3 years going from videos to DVDs to video stores closing down, because everyone was just pirating everything left, right, and center.
Yeah,
back then when they didn't care that it was the cam quality or the shitty sound, like they were still watching these pirated movies for free. They didn't have to pay $20 to go to the cinemas. And they've just transitioned from watching shitty quality pirated videos to way better quality pirated videos or pirated movies. Because let's be honest, like all of the shit that you're seeing on all these streaming services, there are still those people out there who are
Cam versions.
recording. Yeah, and those cam versions, honestly, bro, because they're now high definition 4K cameras that they're putting the videos in, like you just can't tell. You can still tell with the audio, but sometimes the visuals are just as good as the actual movie theater, and so people don't care anymore. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
and so
the
these
technology
purists-
was getting better, eh?
yeah, I know.
And
But-
all the parts of movies were getting better.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel sorry for those big multiplex cinemas because this merger of them of if it's to happen, Warner Brothers and Netflix, like that surely would spell the death knells of all of those big cinemas, because yeah, I just can't see a big massive multiplex surviving like that. Like those small niche cinemas that have like 1 or 2 or 3 screens, those guys can still attract those kind of audiences, people that still want that experience, still go to those the Lidos and those kind of cinemas that still exist. But big massive like event cinemas and the Hoyts, that's why they got to do shit like, oh yeah, these day beds in the middle of the theaters now, and these fucking recliner seats and all sorts of shit to try and entice people to come and watch a movie. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough moving forward. Like that whole business model, like just like the video stores, will most likely become obsolete, just like Eric was saying.
Man, what does that mean for the actors too? Like, especially with the big movies, the AAA type kind of movies, if they do come through Netflix and that, what does that mean for the big theater for them? Do they get paid? I'm not too sure.
But it'll be the same. I mean, if anything, they'll have more work. I think because they can get into the TV series or they can get into the movies as well.
Yeah.
Like Bob was saying before, back in the days, there was a big gap between TV series and movies. Now, I think what HBO has done, they've brought the movies into the TV series format. That's why when you look at shows like Sopranos and The Wire, it's filmed like it's in the movie, right? The content is like what you would see in the movie theater. So I think now, and because you got stars appearing in TV shows as well. So
yeah,
I think if anything, that they've got more work now. But yeah, man, it's interesting. I think this is a big deal because it means how we're going to watch our films in the future. What's going to happen to Sky TV as well. But I was just reading up just earlier today about some latest things. So Paramount, they had the second most highest offer, and now they are suing Warner Brothers because they believe that Warner Brothers and Netflix were doing those secret meetings before the offers came out.
So they already agreed, kind of thing. But
yeah, sort of thing. And
but they were saying like, "Oh no, you can do it too."
Something like that. So yeah, they've issued out a statement. So I think that's part of the 18 months now because there's legal stuff happening now. They have to sort all that out before anything gets done. I think that's part of the 18-month thing. Interesting to see what happens.
Man, $82 billion. Yeah,
it's
got to take that long.
Yeah.
It's got to take that long to work it out, man. Fuck.
Those big studios really missed their opportunity when streaming services first came out. Like, instead of polarizing people to say, nah, don't go watch, it's not the same quality, blah, 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 still watch at the movie theaters. They should have just started their own streaming platforms and been like the Columbia or the Paramount, streaming.
Yeah.
They absolutely missed the boat. And at that time when Netflix was just a little bitty player in the market, they could have bought them out. They could have offered them like $10 billion or whatever and then just seen it explode, But man, in hindsight, they're probably going, shit, these guys are the real deal because they're able to come in and offer that kind of money to these super established studios to buy their whole like not everything's getting bought out from what I read, but like the majority of it, that's massive money, man. It's not small. So
It's
they're
kind of like what our PlayStation did to the gaming industry. They just bought everything. See now, Xbox and that's gone. Microsoft's gone. Nintendo is still there, but kind of. So yeah, these out of they just come out of nowhere and
Xbox get
just
bought
take
out.
over.
Oh, no, that.
Well, Xbox is getting wasted. Microsoft was just like, they can't even compete against PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
So who we got left?
Sony.
We got Apple TV. That's sort of like a tech giant that's made their own platform.
Man, mean.
You've got
I'm enjoying
Universal Studios, who's got I think their platform is called Peacock. I think it's only in the States. Then you've got Disney, who's got Disney Plus. Then you've got Paramount, who has Paramount Plus in the States. I think Paramount Plus has a contract with TVNZ over here. That's why TVNZ has all the Paramount Plus stuff on there.
Oh yeah.
But we have it for free, so you can watch them for free. And then you got Warner Brothers of HBO. So.
Too late, man. Too late.
But interesting,
too late.
Sony. So part of Sony's business model is to not have a streaming platform, but instead sell their content to streaming platforms. That's why you see a lot of Sony movies in these platforms, because that's their business model. Not to make their own platform, but to sell them.
Yeah, they just rented me.
Yeah, they just rent the movies.
Leased them out, yeah.
Yeah. Boys, we'll put a pin in that one and see what happens, what unfolds in the near future about this deal.
Hold on.
Yeah, so interesting.